I love the power press for my postpartum clients because it's very easy to make the exercise either super beginner, not very challenging at all, to quite challenging. And you can do that in various different ways based on how you are setting yourself up, whether you're standing, you're kneeling, what kind of resistance you're using. All kinds of different things can make it more or less challenging. And with that being said, what you can do is you can play around with your stance. You can either do it standing, you can do it in a half kneeling position like you're about to propose there, or you can do it in a tall kneeling position there. Whatever position you're in, the same kind of rules apply. You're going to want to make sure that you're focusing on some key cues, like keeping those ribs stacked over top of your hips. It's really easy to get into this kind of thrusty position with the palm press. I want you to drop those ribs and feel them engage down so they're stacked over top of your hips there. It's also easy to tuck the booty under to try to like kind of counterbalance that core strength there. And what we want to do is we want to act like we have that little string on the booty that's gently pulling it up to keep it untucked. This is especially important. I feel like it's really easy to get into a tucked booty position in that tall kneeling position. So just bring yourself back a little bit so that that booty can stay untucked. You also want to have, you can use a resistance band like this. You can use more of like the flat, like kind of TheraBand style. You can even use a cable machine if you're at a gym. Whatever you are using, you want to set it up at about chest height, whether you're standing or you're in one of those kneeling positions. Now, let's get into the actual exercise, shall we? So the whole point of the palm press is to resist rotating. That's where the strength comes in through the core. You're going to want to feel like you want to rotate towards where that band is anchored or where that cable is anchored, and you're going to want to resist that. You're going to want to try to keep your body forward. That's where you're going to develop that strength, build that core strength there. So what I want you to do first is to just get yourself set up, stand out to the point where you feel some light resistance on that resistance band, or you're out in a way that you're feeling some light resistance in that cable machine there. And all you're going to do is in that nice wide stance, knees slightly bent so that you're not locking those knees out, knees slightly bent. Remember, booty untucked, ribs drop down. You're just going to exhale and push out and then bring that band back in. And if that doesn't feel like much of a challenge, you can step a little bit further away and try again. Just remember, don't take like a ginormous step away. Give yourself kind of like little bits at a time. Up the challenge just a little bit without kind of going like all the way out right from the get-go there. So all you're doing is just exhaling, slowly bringing that band out and bringing it back, keeping that booty untucked, ribs stacked, core is nice and engaged. Like I can just feel my core engaged just standing here right now because it wants to turn towards where I have that band anchored there. And we want to resist that temptation to rotate there. So this is variation 1. You're just going to be going through pressing that band out and bringing it back in. Variation 2 is going to be, you're going to be pressing that band out, resisting that urge to rotate, and just holding it for 5 seconds, for 10 seconds, for 15 seconds, whatever feels good, whatever you feel like you're still able to breathe through it. We don't want to hold the breath. You're still able to breathe through it, and it's feeling good. The shoulders aren't getting scrunchy or anything like that. Third variation, you're going to hold it out, and you're going to take a step out and then a step back, and a step out and then a step back. The idea here is to keep resisting that urge to rotate. So those are 3 great variations for the palm press. Play around with them and let me know how it goes.